You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. Psalm 16:11. This verse is one of my favorites. Mostly the line that talks about in his presence there's fullness of joy. Now, if I'm honest, I didn't always feel that time with God was fullness of joy. And it's taken some time and really intentionality to engage in my relationship with him, to find joy and delight in him. But that's my encouragement for you today, to find delight in God. Matt Chandler uses a phrase, what stirs your affections for God? There are things in our life that help us stir our affections for God, that help us delight in him. For me, when I spend time with God, I always have good frothy coffee. It helps stir my affections for him. And I'm not talking only in our time alone with him, although that's a huge part of it. How do we engage him, not just out of obligation because it's the right thing to do, because I'm supposed to check off the list, because I need to read this chapter in order for it to count? Somewhere along the way, we started using that phrase, it counts, as time with God. And it makes me so sad because God desires intimate relationship with us. He delights in us and he wants us to delight in him. My encouragement for you today is to figure out what helps you delight in your time with God. For my husband, it is going on a hike and being in nature, and that helps him connect with him. It helps him delight in God. One time I actually went on a date with God. I wanted to order wings, and instead of thinking about it as wings are separate than my time with God, I just went on a wing date with God. It was fantastic. God pursues us and wants relationship with us, and we can find ways to delight in him. And some of those things aren't going to be the obvious Christian things. I am all for it, and I'm always going to push you towards scripture and prayer and intimate time alone with God. But in this conversation, I want to encourage you towards understanding that there are some other things that will help stir your affections for God, that will help you delight in your time with him. And so experiment with those. Try some new things, or try and make the time to go to the places that help you connect with God the most.